our hiatus, we had Mercedes Moné. She had a rough December, not a great holiday season because at World's End, when she teamed with Athena, she lost her tag team championship match against Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron. And the following episode of Dynamite, Mercedes ended up losing her beloved TBS Championship to Willow Nightingale. And she comes down last week on Dynamite, mourning the loss of her title, gets embarrassed, and gets thrown into a cake. And then she cuts a promo on Collision saying that good luck without me, and she's taking a hiatus from AEW for the time being. So this is one thing that me and Eck, we have been talking about almost on a regular basis when it comes to AEW. We kept discussing what Mercedes' downfall would actually look like. And in many cases, AEW, we don't think always handles things the best way, but I think that they handled this in the perfect way. Mercedes, she lost a few of her championships on television, the championships that nobody knew about that we were really talking about all the time, like how is she going to get these titles and how the titles going to be validated. And I believe I even said, will she actually lose these belts on TV to make it seem more credible? And she lost a couple of them on TV, so it was very credible. So that did happen, and then she lost the big one, the TBS Championship, to Willow on television, which caused the crash out. So the AEW handled this very well, and this is the best path for Mercedes because me and Eric continuously came on this show and said, what are all these titles going to lead to? How will she lose these belts? And we're pretty much saw the downfall of Mercedes over the past month and a half, 2 months. And now when she actually returns, I probably should return maybe around time for Double or Nothing. The bigger goal will be for her to win the AEW Women's World Championship. And that story is going to be built into its own because she's also had the match against Chris Statlander. And Chris Statlander has got the upper hand on her last time. And also Willow, Chris, and Harley are to seemingly be a trio at this point. So Mercedes actually has been handled very well. And I'm not against breaks because I always say that. Sometimes, just give them a couple weeks, give them a couple months off, let them get a reset, get them refreshed, and we can get back to the story because Mercedes at this point, for the work that she put in, she deserves the time off. And I don't necessarily think she will be missed because when she returns, her impact will be even bigger because she's going to be put back into a better position within the company, and her story is going to be even more better because the more she's on TV, the more dragged out the story actually gets. So you give everybody a break from her, and then when she returns, that you get back to the point and you get back to Mercedes being the focal point of the women's division. And when she does return, I cannot wait to see what she actually does when it comes to Chris Statlander. Maybe some kind of character change. Maybe she'll have more of an edge because the main goal for her and the thing that had eluded her in this entire run, she had two opportunities at it, was the AEW Women's World Championship. So that is something that I'm really looking forward to, and that's Mercedes Moné actually returning and actually going forward and becoming the AEW Women's World Champion and her journey to that championship. Now, over the weekend,